So letting your awareness expand from where it likely is, perhaps in the mind, and just seeing how when we gather here and we come into stillness, that it naturally begins to spread into more of your being. That the awareness just I'm seeing like an image of kind of paint dripping down and just slowly taking over the shoulders and the chest and the belly and entering into the pelvis and into the legs and the feet. So awareness naturally wants to become more global, more inclusive of our whole experience. And oftentimes when we come into meditation, particularly with the impact of a group of people, there's this natural tendency for the awareness to begin to infuse other aspects of our being. So let it do that as you become aware of your body and how it feels as it settles on the ground. And maybe some sensations that you haven't been aware of until now. And everything that shows up to be included is allowed to be exactly as it is. There's no need to interact or evaluate in any way. It's just this welcoming in of the whole of the experience. You will likely at some point become more aware of the breath and how it lands in the body through its cycles. And so you can open to that now. And the breath may lead you to notice certain areas of your body where you're feeling perhaps residues of stress or emotions, and even joy and excitement, the different states of being that come and go through our sensory body. You also may feel, as we open to our global experience in this way, the dawning of a sense of presence, a sense of spacious, awake seeing that persists in the midst of the ever-changing details. One of the things that we hear a lot about in both personal growth as well as spirituality is acceptance. Most of us know that we need to accept things as they are. And yet, a lot of times what I find is the acceptance is happening or trying to happen through the mind. And so today what I'd like to do is to explore with the group what acceptance really is, because it's not a doing, it's not something that we do. Acceptance is actually our natural state. And there's a way that we can work our way towards this innate feeling of acceptance through our meditation practice. So I invite you to think about something in your life right now, someone that you are having a hard time accepting. And it could be something sort of on a global scale, something that's happening out there in the world that you have a hard time accepting. And it could be something very personal, like a health symptom. It could be a particular state of a relationship in your life. So just allow whatever arises. Don't kind of go looking for it. Just let the invitation to include something that you're having a challenge accepting in your life right now to come into focus, to just rise up into your awareness. And so just let it come with the details, with the memories, with the stories, and with the feelings. So the way that we know that we're not accepting something or that we haven't yet been able to accept it is usually through a sense of contraction, a sense of resistance somewhere in the body. And so we're going to turn our attention towards that now. So we're going to let go of the stories and let go of the shoulds and the shouldn'ts. And we're going to go directly where this lack of acceptance is living in the body. So some of us might feel it in our bellies, some of us might feel it in our hearts and our throats, sometimes in many places. And so just notice that, and what does it feel like? Is it a contraction? Is it a resistance? Is it a heaviness? Is it a tightness? And see if you can let yourself be drawn to one place, especially if you're feeling it in multiple places. It can be a lot to bring awareness to all of them at once. And so just see where you're most inclined to go. And then include that in your awareness. So let the light of your awareness shine on this area of your body where you're feeling this resistance or this tightness, this contraction. And as you do, see if you can simply feel in a very kind of innocent way, in a way that is not referring back to the thoughts and the beliefs about this thing, but more like very, very pure in the sense that you're just going with your actual felt experience in this moment, which is all you really know. So you're not relating to past experiences with acceptance, nor the reasons why you're finding it hard to accept. All of that is let go of. And we come into the here and now, which is generally just the world of sensation. And we notice, okay, where does that lack of acceptance live in my body? And you may get kind of a refined understanding of it. There may be some judgment in there. There may be other emotions tied up in that lack of acceptance, and that's okay. We can notice that. So as we turn towards this area of contraction in the body, what if we open to it with a kind of a sense of adventure, that we are entering into a territory of our being that we will find is actually the portal into acceptance. So we don't accept something out there before we can accept and encounter and at least acknowledge maybe what it is that we're feeling in our system. So right now, we're simply acknowledging the sensations that we feel. And we're giving ourselves some time to acclimatize and to attune to the sensation, getting curious about it, avoiding going into story and just, oh, okay, this is what I feel. I wonder. So you let go of preconceived notions, preconceived ideas, and go into more of a state of wonder, and as though you were meeting this for the first time. And one of the reasons sometimes we have a hard time really being with those places in us that feel resistance to or lack of acceptance of certain things or people is that we judge ourselves for it. And so we can notice that if it does show up. And we can also bring a sense of kindness and a sense of a willingness to give ourselves the benefit of the doubt. There may be very good reasons why we have a hard time accepting this particular thing. And yet at the same time, in our heart of hearts, there is a desire to move beyond into a much more comfortable state of connection and understanding and peace. And so, how is that initial sensation feeling now? Notice if you're beginning to feel a little bit more space within it, if it's been able to soften a little bit. Maybe sometimes it just kind of disappears and then the attention is drawn somewhere else. So there's often many layers in the sensory body to these areas of resistance to life. So let yourself be drawn one layer at a time through the sensory experience in your system. And in time, you may begin to feel the body relax a little bit. Overall, the body becomes more relaxed. Also, within the body, there can be a greater sense of harmony as we let go of battling against what our actual inner experience is. So again, rather than trying to accept what's out there, which is a doing, we turn towards our experience. We acknowledge what it is that we're feeling. We open to that. And at some point, this sense of harmony and acceptance begins to come, but from the inside. And the acceptance that begins to dawn from the inside of us creates a kind of a relaxation that allows the space for new perspectives to arise, for perhaps defensiveness to and guardedness to let down, and a capacity to access deeper understanding. And this process of accepting something outside of us, a person or a situation, is exactly that. It's a process. And so it may take more than today's meditation to continue to presence that which we are having a challenging time accepting. But if we continue with it in the spirit of really taking responsibility for what it is that it evokes in us, and through that, in time, through kindness and openness and just a simple availability, through that, beginning to feel that sense of relaxation within ourselves, with our humanity, and also sensing the wisdom and the perspectives that arise from inside of ourselves that give us a new way of seeing the outside world. So at this point, I'm noticing within the field here that there seems to be a softening, a rooting, a grounding that's happening. And so I invite you to really let yourself rest in that. And at this point, you can let go of the practice that I invited you to today, unless you would like to continue with that, and to just let yourself rest here in this state of greater peace, greater relaxation that we have cultivated together. Continuing to keep the awareness very, very broad so that everything that comes in and out is allowed to do so in its own time and in its own way. And we just can let those details come and go as we rest here as awareness.